Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaron, better known as TeAmoAaron. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. I got two cameras. One, two, one, two, one. It's really weird. It's really weird. Guys, it's gloomy outside, it's raining, I'm sorry. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my 2019 budget and how you can get right in 2019. It's so important to get your finances together, and the best way to do that is to get your budget together. So what I used to do with my finances is I used to follow the 50-20-30 rule, or the 50-30-20 rule. And if you don't know what that is, I'll put a little blurb here. And I felt like I wasn't following the 50-20-30 rule properly. I feel like I was getting confused of living expenses versus spending versus I was just confused, and I really didn't use those categories like that. You need to make your budget fit your life, and don't get caught up in, well, this person said this, and you know, this financial guru said this. Really do what's best for you. So let me tell you what my new 2019 budget looks like. Here's my bullet journal. Here's my bullet journal. Don't you love it? So my new way for categorizing for my budget, first I categorize by bills. And the only bills that I have right now, because I do live at home, are my phone bill and my car insurance. In this category, you guys might have something like your rent, your lights, water, renter's insurance, your mortgage, your car note. Bills that come up every single month, that's what goes underneath my bills category. My next category is my living expenses. These are my necessities that I have to live every single month. And that includes gas, food, toiletries, and medicine. So my next category is my non-negotiables. So this is just like, I have to spend this every month. This money is allocated every single month, and it's non-negotiable, like period. Regardless, I don't care, period. It's not negotiable. First is my tithe, and I give what I can. There's no percentage that I give, but it is several $100s that I'm giving. I feel called to do that every single month, and that's just what I do. The next one is retirement. My goal is to max out my Roth IRA every single month. I believe last year's contribution maximum was $5,500. I want to say this year is $6,000, so I'm always trying to hit $6,000. I didn't hit it last year, but I'm always trying to aim to max out my Roth IRA. The next category is my fun money. It's just a lump of cash that I have, maybe $100 to $150 that I spend every single month, and whether that's on my eyebrows, whether that's my nails, clothes, went to the movies, takeout, anything that I want to spend. Whatever I want to spend that month, like a category just to have fun. I can just waste that money if I want to. My last category is my savings category. And in this category, some people may want to pay off debt. Some people may want to save for a car. Whatever it is that you're saving for, that's what that saving category is for. I'm single, I live at home, I have no children, so my categories are going to be different from your categories. Categorize your expenses in a way that works for you. Some people say that rent should be 25% of your take-home pay. Some people say tithes should be 10% of your gross income. Some people say that your savings category should be 20% of your gross income. So with some research online, you can find that there are different percentages and different ways that people say that, oh, you should allocate this amount of money towards this, but it's up to you. It's up to you, and it's your circumstances. I try to save about 40% to 50% of all of my money, because my goal is to save for a down payment. I am living at home, not because I necessarily want to, but because I am stacking up my bread so that I could put 20% down on a home. I'm not negotiating with that. I'm putting 20% down on a home. I probably can move into a home right now and put down 3.5%, but I'm not doing that. Now let's talk about how you can make a budget. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at all of your expenses. What do you spend your money on? So maybe for about a month or so, track what you spend, or go back and just think about, all right, how much do I spend on food? How much is my phone bill? How much is my, whatever you spend money on, track it. Once you track it, Add up everything and see how much money you're spending on these things. Then I want you to separate your finances into separate categories. Just like I had my bills, my non-negotiables, make up your own categories. You can use mine as a starter. Once you've written out all of your expenses, once you've gotten your categories together, then I want you to write out your financial goals. What are your financial goals? So your financial goals can be, I want to save for a car. So I don't have a car note. You want to save for a TV, anything. What are your short-term financial goals and what are your long-term financial goals? So now that you have all of your expenses, now that you have your categories and your expenses within those categories, and you've also written out your financial goals, I want you then to look at your categories and see what can you cut back on. If you spend $1,000 a month on eating out, you need to cut back. That's ridiculous. If you spend $500 a month getting your hair done, maybe that's something you can cut back on. Then once you see, oh, I think I can cut down on this, and maybe I can get my nails done every other month instead of every single month. Maybe I can do my own eyebrows. I'm not doing my own eyebrows, I'm just saying. However you can cut it down, try and cut down your expenses as much as you can so that you can be able to save a lot more money. Then once you've got all of that done, you then are gonna make your budget. You're gonna write down every single thing that you're going to spend the next month on paper, and you're going to follow everything that you wrote down on paper. For my January budget, which I will show you in a minute, I wrote down what I was going to spend at the end of December for January. In December, I spent all of my January money on paper before I even spent it. Does that make sense? I feel like that's a Dave Ramsey thing. Write it down. I wrote down my January budget in December, and I am following that budget. I already know where my money's going. I already know where my money's going because I already wrote it down. So there's no like, oh, there's no guessing where my money's going to go because I already know where it is. It's in here. So let's go over my January budget. When I tell you, I love budgeting. I love it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, well, I get paid once a month, so I will write my total take-home pay at the top of this page. And feel free to drag me in the comments. My bills are a little high. My phone bill is $93.75. My car insurance is $113.62. My tithe is several $100s, I will say. Food, $300. Toiletries, $50. Gas, $75. My fun money, $200. Unfortunately, this month I couldn't save as much because I had outstanding medical bills. So when I lived in Texas, I had an outstanding bill of $245 that I planned to pay. Then I had a $100 doctor bill from Atlanta that I had to pay. Then I put an allocated amount of money into my Roth IRA, and then the rest of my take-home pay I put towards my down payment. So each bill or each item that I just said, all of that equals my income. My monthly take-home pay that I wrote at the top of this page, that equals every single one of these items that I just said. So every single dollar that I wrote down has a place and it has a name. I believe Dave Ramsey calls that the zero-based budget. There is no dollar that is not allocated to something. And how I keep up with this is through an app called Every Dollar. It's Dave Ramsey's app. I know I talk a lot about Dave Ramsey. He was my jumping board. I don't agree with everything that he says. Then throughout the month, every time I spend something, I will update it in this app so it keeps me on track. My food, my gas, and my toiletries and my fun money, I take it out the bank every month and I have it in cash. So I used to use envelopes, the envelope system. My envelopes were breaking. I was too cheap to get real envelopes. My envelopes couldn't really fit in my wallet. So I went online. I cannot remember who I got this idea from, but I did not make up this idea. If I can find her video, I'll link it below. So what I have done is I've gotten a wallet, and in my wallet, I have tabs. So instead of envelopes, I use tabs, and I just keep the cash in my wallet. This tab says toiletry on it. The other tabs are my food, gas, medicine, fun, all of my cash that I need for the month. What I did was I went to Office Max. I bought note cards. So this is a note card. Then the blue or the different colors, this is a tab, like a sticky tab. So I just stuck the sticky tab to the note card and asked the people at Office Max to laminate this. So it was like one laminated sheet of all of my different note cards. So 5 note cards I fit, I believe, on one sheet, and they laminated my note cards with the tab attached, and I obviously wrote the category name on it, and then I just cut these out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's the first one of 2019, so if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave anything in the comments that you want, any advice that you have for people about your budget, what you've learned from your budget, what you've learned not to do with your budget. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.